garden behind. I feel so at home among the graves.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Paladin Hardwin's whistle-like device sits nestled in your hand. Paladin Hardwin, nothing happens. Hardwin knows everything he needs to know.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
There's a lot of call for the junk you sell, then.
Junk? Why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients and
Vapid fiction, along with a large helping of ham.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Do anything that will protect against fraud like that.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right. As long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Buying anything.
If I don't come visit your son, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right. As long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right. As long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right. As long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right. As long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Boy, Walker. God, no. Stop those beasts. How sweet it is.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right. As long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
see. I'm all right, as long as I don't spend too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget.
Junk? Why, I offer
How you
nothing
holding
less
up?
Behind the containers, the fish in one of the barrels shifts slightly.
Please, you have to help me. The magic. I'm a salesman. I tinker. I fix things. I wonder. I buy and sell books when I can. I had nothing to do with those magisters vanishing. Please help me. I don't want to die. I don't want them to take me. I just need to get out of Driftwood. I can't risk being seen, but if you can get out of town, I can escape to Arks. Please, I'll do anything. Just don't let them see me. Don't let... Thank you. Oh, Lucian, 7 times divine, thank you. I'll follow your lead, but please... And? What news?
The Magister steps forward.
What? What? No, you said you'd help. You promised. You promised you'd get me out.
You utter fool. Very...
And? What news?
You lying? You said you'd get me out.
beer almost covers up the stink of fish.
Hand? 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 Hand?
There he is! Justice!
Hand? What news? Hand? What news? Hand?
At last, I can breathe again. At last! I was sure I'd die. You have my thanks. If not for you, I probably would have been found, gutted, and salted. Please, I can't just let you walk away.
A damp, scale-covered roll of paper emerged.
In fact, that's what started all the trouble in the first place. The Magisters nearly lost their minds when they saw me in the kitchens of the tavern, of all places. In fact, I thought she was an idiot selling it so cheap. Then again, I'm the dolt who ended up in a barrel. But if she has Magister artifacts, she must be the one they're looking for. Oh, of course. I mean, I'm not much of a... Hanang's a pretty powerful source master. Incredible control of portals. I've never seen anyone bend space like she can. Last I heard, she was holed up in a house out in Paradise Downs, the farms to the north. There's more than a few Magisters. She might still be there. Might not. But I pity any red cloak that gets on her bad side. I swear, once I get to Ox...
The bitter march of humans unabated.
Paging anyone up that looks
This world of war and cruelty they created.
I got a right to
They
live.
shall not stop until all the world is degraded.
Please, I must insist you keep out of my kitchens. It's not safe for you to wander about like this. A ghost? Peddle your children's tales, El. Please, I must insist. Egbert told you that. He's a fugitive, supposedly a sorcerer too. He'd say anything to save you. I killed no one.
The cook doesn't respond. You notice that she has one hand behind her back when she hadn't before. The cook smiles. Her eyes bore right into you. Her hand remains...
The Magisters helped me. And the dwarves, the merchants, the pilgrims. Even the dogs helped me. What dark paths your The things you're insinuating about me require... So don't you pit your word against mine. You'll only... I have nothing more for you. Got a customer, Loverick.
The bitter march of humans unabated. This world of war and cruelty they created.
Might as well have rotted in the death fog. What's even the point?
What is it? Unless you know something about the disappearances, leave me alone. I need to concentrate.
The elf shrugs.
Plenty of suspects. Plenty of maybes. Precious little progress, though. I'm still convinced that the tavern is key to all this.
Betrayal and shout.
more for you. No food, no words, get out.
Caging anyone up?
My head hurts.
This shall not stop till all the world's a waste.
Same as before.
The ring. It was right here, on my finger. I remember it was warm. There was smell, cinnamon. She took my uniform. Go there, please.
I have nothing more for you.
This ring, it bears the Magister's seal, and there's blood on it.
I have nothing more for you. No food, no words, get out.
The cook shakes her head.
You should have just forgotten about her.
Cooking notes? Wait, there's something wrong with this.
The spirit of Wivlia glares at you with all the venom.
The ring. Please find the ring.
Something shakes the Magister's ghost and Brighton.
My ring.
The spirit hesitates.
I sense no danger. She breathes no more. I can feel.
Your words take a long moment to sink in, like the...
Return it. Home to my brethren.
The spirit smiles at you. If it weren't for the circumstances, it'd be almost...
What is it? Unless you know something about the disappearances, leave me alone. I need to concentrate.
They were right about me. I'm just another useless elf. Might as well have rotted in the death fog. What's even the point? No rest until the killer is found.
I'm telling you,
If they got nothing to hide, they got nothing to be scared of.
A lifeless elven child is cradled in your arms. Your vision blurs with tears. You look to a raised valley below. Tendrils of death fog dissipate, revealing a victorious Divine Order army advancing. Humans, magisters, murder. The spirit of Wivlian.
Journey forth and tread the proper trail. And shout to all, the humans must prevail!
I'm telling you, if they got nothing to hide, they got nothing to be scared of. Damn right.
No rest. No rest until the killer is found.
What is it? Unless you know something about the disappearances, leave me alone. I need to concentrate. The cook! The elven cook! She's been found dead, I heard. I thought she was another victim made. Do my comrades know? Did you tell them what you discovered? Well, in that case, I might
My inkwell is dry. Fetch me some.
Right away.
You're not leaving my sight for a while longer yet.
The disappearances have been solved, and no thanks to you. It took a former magister, a bloody elf no less, to see the task done. At least this farce is over.
The Magister takes the ring from...
This was a conduct award. I gave it to Magister Harrick myself. She showed great promise.
He stoically nods his thanks. And...
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Nice weather, innit? Suppose we cling to the small pleasures in life, such...
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, Dwarf, or you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Glad to see you well. Anything more?
How you hold up?
Until later then.
Shame Shame I had to leave the stone garden behind. I feel so at home among the graves. Shame I had to leave the stone garden behind. I feel so at home among the graves. Shame I had to leave the stone garden behind. I feel so at home among the graves.
I'm getting paid. Ain't stuck anywhere.
Move along. Despite what they say, misery don't love company.
Happy travels, eh? What a crock. Not Happy travels, eh? What a crock.
Move along. Despite what they say, misery don't love company.
You take care now. Can't be too careful round here.
Move along. Despite what they say, misery don't love company. Move along. Despite what they say, misery don't love company. Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walking. True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop to him. To get eaten by a bleeding void walker. Move along. Despite what they say, misery don't love company.
Should have sailed from Driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker.
And you think that won't happen here? We like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop to him.
We should have sailed from Driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker.
And you think that won't happen here? we like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop to him.
We should have sailed from driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walking.
And you think that won't happen here? We like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop to him.
We should have sailed from driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walking.
And you think that won't happen here? We like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop to him.
We should have sailed from driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walking.
And you think that won't happen here? We like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop to him.
We should have sailed from driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walking.
And you think that won't happen here? We like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop to him.
We should have sailed from driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walking.
And you think that won't happen here? We like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop to him.
We should have sailed from driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walking.
And you think that won't happen here? We like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop to him.
Shame I had to leave the stone garden behind. I feel so at home among the graves.
Happy travels, eh? What a crock.
Move along. Despite what they say, misery don't love company.
Like I told you. Happy travels, eh? What a crock. Happy travels, eh? What a crock. We should have sailed from Driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if you won't get eaten by a bleeding boy.
And you think that won't happen here? We're like sitting ducks.
True enough. That giant lizard was just a great shock.
should have sailed from Driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker.
And you think that won't happen here? We like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great looking shot.
Should have sailed from Driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker.
And you think that won't happen here? We like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great looking shot to him.
Should have sailed from Driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker.
And you think that won't happen here? We like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great looking shot.
We should have sailed from Driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker.
And you think that won't happen here? We like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop to him.
We should have sailed from Driftwood, like I told you.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker.
And you think that won't happen here? We like sitting ducks.
True enough. And that giant lizard must look like a great looking chop to him.
Happy travels, eh? What a crock.
Move along. Despite what they say, misery don't love company.
Should have sailed.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten.
Happy travels, eh? What a crock. Not unless you can bring back the divine.
You take care now. Can't be too careful round here.
wanted to get eaten by a bleeding boy, Robert. True enough. That giant lizard was like a great shot.
Should have sailed from Driftwood. Happy travels, eh? What a crock.
Move along. Despite what they say, misery don't love company.
not ascend.
The cat and the dog appear. This door is locked tight, but there's a slide peering in you can barely see as your vision is limited by a cobweb draped across the hatch. You think you see an empty room carpeted with sand. The spider spindles right up to you, her long, long legs tickling the sandy floor. A malevolent intelligence gleams forth from one delicate leg reaches out and traces the line of your cheekbone. She pats your face gently with whatever a spider has instead of a foot. She backs off, as if she takes you to be... The spider
Allies for hire.
Yes.
I've spotted something.
What's this? I found something.
You look up to the portrait, its subject's face staring right back at you.
Contentious cur! Thou wouldst dare prance and gallivant about without a summons? Get thee gone, for at the count of 12 less 2, the sentries advance.
You locate a hidden key behind the frame, and
You dare relieve a virginal soul of his effects, Lugabed? Rivellon is but a sty, and I am but forced to watch its slow
the man in the painting huffs.
Fopdoodle!
If you think the Master loves you more than he loves me, then, Dot, you're a bigger idiot than you...
Master's the master. Master knows the dog is better than the cat. Master says good dog. Does Master say good?
The cat gives the dog a long, languid look of carefully disguised contempt. Then she sighs and turns to you.
Settle an argument for us. Dog's body here thinks that because the Master is grateful for his, meaning the dog's, mindless devotion, he loves his dog more than he loves his cat. I, on the other hand, know full well that it's the Master's admiration for my general bearing, demeanour and intrinsic greatness what is...
Master loves his dog. Master thinks his cat is cool.
You're a moron.
No, I'm not.
See what I'm dealing with? Come on, settle the argument. Tell him he's wrong.
Dog.
Oh,
Dog.
oh, you're impossible.
The animals...
Dog.
Oh,
Dog.
see what...
This door is locked. Peering in. This door is locked. Peering. This door is locked. The spider spindles right up to you.
Don't you know, my little pepper pot, that it's ever such bad manners to enter a queen's boudoir without permission? But what's this? Something familiar beats within your heart? A venom promise.
She shuffles her enormous body closer, looming over you until you are enveloped under her shadow. Venom sizzles to the sand from her...
You come here for me? You desire another spider's kiss?
Her eyes glisten, and her distended abdomen jiggles and...
How adorable! But I'm not interested in you like that. I've already got plenty of... So you are still prey, but of a different kind. I hunger, and I hear my princelings blubbering in their loving cocoons. Time for us to feast. trade, you say, Bob? Let Mama see what you have to offer. Are you trying to trick me?
Her fangs drool venom that sizzles on the sand. But there's no time to think about all that, because raising up on her...
I've spotted something.
You look up to the...
Contentious cur.
You locate a...
You dare.
The man in...
Fuck to...
If you think the
The cat...
Set dog's body here. I am...
Boss.
You're a...
No, I'm not.
See what I'm dealing with? Come on, settle the argument. Tell him he's wrong. There you go, dog.
I don't get it. My master's a good master. He doesn't do anything nasty to me at all. You be nice about my...
The animals...
Dog.
Oh,
Dog.
see what I'm up against.
This door is locked tight, but there's a sliding hatch at ankle height. Grains of sap peering in. This door is locked...
Don't you know, my little pepper pot, that is...
She shuffles.
You come here for me. You desire another spider's kiss. How rude you are, Sugar Plum. But I'm not interested in you like that. So you are still prey, but of a different kind. I hunger. A trade, you say? Let Mama see what you have to offer. Tender, juicy. Much better than the stale old muckraker pushes through my boudoir.
The spider smacks her mandibles together, making grotesque chewing sounds as she swallows bits of...
In return for your generous offering to your queen, I will tell you a little secret about Forget It. He used to love me. He used to worship my spinneret. Well, sweet little Summerberry. You see how he builds his army? Now I build my own army. Someday he'll walk in here and face not once, but maybe bring me 3 more hunks of meat for my princelings, my sweet, my precious, and I will give you something. Something handmade by yours truly. Let's see, my darling, my little... Your lies only make all the more hungry.
Her fangs drool.
Told you.
Yeah, I ain't buying. Sell me on it. Like that's ever gonna happen. Hang on. So, you think I'm...
See? I was right. Oh, thank you. I knew the master loved me more, else he wouldn't have let me go down to where all the juice... You can't see it, because it's under a carpet thingy that's nice to sleep on, but a bit of the floor comes up and you go down some steps.
Hello. Not in the mood for...
Dog.
Oh.
Dog.
Oh, you're impossible.
Shame I had to leave the stone garden behind. I feel so at home among the graves.
I've got sword fight.
So, ready to set sail when you are, Your Holiness. Fantastic. Now, on to the interesting part.
After many adventures, the party finally reached the place where Godwo can go to become divine. But more surprises and difficult choices awaited.
Here we are, the Nameless Isle. And here I thought Melody was unimaginative. Still, it's what's on the inside that counts, isn't that right? And this is the place you're meant to become a god. I can't help but wonder exactly what you intend to do with such a power. I have no doubt about that, but do remember, You can do what's good for you. You'll want to hurry now. Divinity is waiting. Excellent question. Normally, this place ought only to be known to Godwoken, but judging by the ships burning in the bay, there's been... Regardless of who's on the island, all that matters, the strongest will survive. I'm hardly an expert on the matter, but I'm smart enough to put two and two together. Whether is it to rise to divinity, you probably need to take... You don't look very divine to me.
Gareth greets you warmly. He's oddly chipper. More chipper than you've ever seen him.
I should thank you. I don't know what came over me. Praise Lucy and I had you not bad. Took some time to think. My parents led good lives. I'd rather celebrate them for the love they gave me than to weigh it. Besides, we have work to do. Once we anchor at the Nameless Isle, I'll scout ahead, see if I can help locate the council and ease the way. I'll report to you on what I find.
Gareth offers his farewell and hums to himself. You recognize...
We disembark soon. I'll set out first and see what information I might find to ease your journey.
Look at that island, Quercus. Can you smell it? Over the stink of the water. Millennia of mulch. Where better to find a clue about the Great Acorn? Some of those trees could even date back to the first forest. The Knights of Dre will never find us here. A perfect sanctuary to pause and complete our research. There's no rest for the wicked, Quercus. And even somewhere on this ancient isle, there must be a clue that will help us stop the Acorn. We must tread carefully. I'm sure such a wonderland will be dangerous, but at least it should be free from the Knights of Dre. What would we do, Quercus? Anyway, we have something.
The squirrel reaches out and hands you a piece of bark, covered in...
Something I discovered in your lizard friend's...
The little girl doesn't acknowledge you.